Shame! You suck! Learn how to play fantasy football! Your wife finished better than you!
On your way to 0-2 this year. Another great start.
How dare you for investing in the Atlanta Falcons? Defending last place yet again. Hey, we did pick J.K. Dobbins. That's true. Chris Alvin from
Can you just variably come in and out?
Dave, I think it's
going to do random shit.
Dave, I think this is actually going to look a lot better if you actually go across the street and watch us.
With
binoculars.
Yeah,
That'd be
you're
great.
probably right.
Oh, good Lord. All right, should we get going?
We should get going.
All right, here we are, week 2, Dundee League Fantasy Football Podcast in Seaside Slushies and Dogs, otherwise known as in the Doghouse, like my team was this week against, what do we call it, an abominable lineup, abominable snowman lineup, whatever you call it. It was an onslaught, folks.
An
a
avalanche
tsunami.
came down upon you.
A proverbial tsunami, as we say.
Very ugly.
The record-setting score, which makes me feel a little bit better. We're sitting here watching the Buffalo-Tennessee game, about to be halftime here in 10 minutes. And we got some matchups on the line. We got Jake and Dave who are here, so that'll be some good action. Nice. We got who else? Bailey and Trish
still going down.
And then what's the last one?
Alan and Brent.
Alan and Brent. Okay,
that's a good one.
nice, very nice.
Brant's got a lot of Vikings going.
He does.
He went real homer this week.
Banking hard on the Vikings.
If you're gonna bank on a team, though.
Not bad. I mean, that offense
Mm-hmm.
offense this year has been incredible. Do we want to jump into mine and yours? That's the one I kind of started.
Do you want to just get it over with?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we did. we eased Cody's suffering by getting his over with early on last week, so might as well.
Hey, lucky for you, ESPN will never show 0% chance to win. So.
Right. Hey, never tell me the odds, dude.
1 in a million.
A wise man named Han Solo once said that.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He died.
Well,
Someone should have
wait, did Harrison Ford die? Or Han Solo in the movies, right? He did
Harrison-
die.
We're talking about Harrison Ford or we're talking about Han Solo?
Yeah,
Harrison
I don't
Ford
know.
actually committed suicide back in 2011 in Tennessee.
Harrison Ford is old enough that he could die, in my defense. So maybe I missed something.
We're all old enough we could die.
Not me. I'll never die. All right, anyway. All right, so digging into my lineup here, Kyler Murray saved his bacon with a heroic second half performance. The end of that game was such a shit show for the Raiders.
If you're a Raiders fan, you had a bad day.
They were down 23-7. They score a touchdown. Okay, get the 2-point conversion. Still, a mile to go to win this game. They get the ball back. They have them stopped. As you said, Max Crosby has Kyler Murray in his grasp. Kyler Murray wheels out. Okay, there's a holding call in the back of the end zone. They get a first down.
Which was some bullshit.
Bush League, barely a hold. I mean,
good.
I don't know in any instance where that should ever be called a hold, especially to decide a game. So they get 4 more downs inside the 10. They eventually they get back to 4th down, I believe.
They do.
Kyler Murray rolls out, just beats the guy in the corner, scores that touchdown, does a little flare, and then what do we get? We get the 2-point conversion, just a cannon throw
In
to
the
AJ
smallest
Green.
window, too.
That much over the outstretched safety's fingertips.
That's
Tie
all
game.
I thought.
Tie game. They're running around nuts, and then who wins the coin toss? The Cardinals. Okay, but they give the ball up.
Yep.
They go for it on 4th. They don't get it. The Raiders get the ball back. They're driving. Hunter Renfrow, nice catch, run up the sideline, fumbles. They get the fumble back. Next play, Hunter Renfrow catches the ball, and as he's turning, he gets annihilated by Isaiah Simmons. Recover the fumble, back for a 60-yard touchdown. Game over.
And he
Good
almost
Lord.
throws the ball away before crossing the end zone.
Yeah,
On that
almost.
fumble
They had to
recovery.
review it for 5 minutes just to make sure that it
was-
crossed. And they were all that guy was like having half a heart attack. They're all standing around staring at the screen. But anyway, all I'm saying is Kyler Murray pulled it out of his ass. They played like shit. The Cardinals don't look good this year.
I would like
but
to.
Kyler Murray is good.
As good as Kyler Murray is, Kyler Murray was outscored by Jared Goff.
I know, and I knew you were going to say that. So every yard that he was rushing at the end of the game, I was like, please be 26.04. Please be 26.04 because he's going to have some sly line about Jared Goff.
You picked up Carson Wentz to keep him away from Cody.
And then it didn't
That was
matter.
only a 2-point difference.
It didn't even
anyway,
matter.
So, no.
Yeah,
It really didn't.
Because the Manders and Lions decided to be proficient offenses for the one Sunday I
Or
needed
just
them
not
to
have
be.
defenses. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of both.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson had something to say about that, but, he's not a whole
Detroit looks
team.
a lot better
No, he's
since
not.
they got
There's
rid of
10
that other
people on
quarterback
that
they
line.
used to have.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Detroit is a much better team. Like, we can
Dave, did
say
you just
that.
try to throw in some Matt Stafford slander already?
Is that his name?
Did you,
You
say
want-
something
you
like I
want to
missed
talk
it?
about that man so bad.
Detroit did look good.
Yeah.
Did look good. Never
did.
looked that good with Stafford.
They don't look.
I think the Manders are a bad defense,
Just
though, and I
saying,
think
just saying.
Stafford
They-
didn't have the weapons that Goff had.
that's true.
Detroit.
He had all the weapons Goff had.
Yeah, all of them?
What? Absolutely not, sir. He had Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay.
Matt Stafford has taken the Lions to the playoffs.
He had
That's true.
Megatron, didn't he?
He did have Megatron.
Yeah, he take him to. How many games did he win in the playoffs?
Megatron
None.
retired
0. He took him.
6
But
years
as soon as he
ago.
got out, Dave, he's got a ring. So
All
shut
right.
the fuck up.
We're getting off
He
topic.
was on a- let's
I
get
want to
not
talk about.
that
I want to talk about Matthew Stafford.
Off the rails.
All right, off the rails.
Von Miller.
Hey.
They got one player
Yeah, I
in this
know.
matchup.
And it took me 10 minutes to talk about him. So, all right, let's move along. Dalvin Cook gonna have a good game tonight.
Won't matter.
The Lions ran all over. It won't matter. Of course, it won't matter. Well, I'm down by 80 points. For God's sakes.
Accurate.
All right. So anyway, accurate.
You
would
didn't
be
have
like
a terrible week. You
76
put up
or
100
78.
points,
You
over
did
100
good.
points. You
Yeah.
just almost got doubled up anyway.
I had the league record set against me. For God's sakes.
You
So,
did.
you know what I mean? And then
What can you do?
what can you do?
What can you do?
Patrick's phantom defense finally let him down.
I know.
In a record way.
Apparently, it's karmic retribution
say.
from the gods. I am a true believer,
me.
but you know what? I've done something to anger them. We'll go back to the drawing board.
Cody
See
scored
what we
over
can do.
100 more than he scored last week.
It's true.
He
105.
did.
105.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
Incredible.
had a whole another week, like in
Incredible.
between weeks.
Yeah.
From 69 to 174.
From the dumpster
All
to
I needed was
the
Jared
apartment
Goff.
above the dumpster.
Right?
What's
Cody's
time?
team
Made that move.
is
It
moving
still
on up.
smells,
Yeah.
but like I've got furniture.
Still smells, but he got farther away from the smell.
Yes.
2 more weeks like that, and maybe we'll be in the penthouse.
You
know what I mean?
had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players over 20 points, and one of them almost hit 40.
And his defense scores 25. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. A.J. Dillon looks fine.
You're supposed to bend over and take it because there's nothing you can do.
Apparently. I mean,
You
A.J.
were
Dillon.
done by the end of the first half of the first set of games on Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I started high-fiving him on Tyreek Hill touchdowns because I had him in DFS. I'm like, whatever, I lost. Win some money. I started saying it like.
How
in the
about that
afternoon
fucking
games.
Miami-Baltimore game? That was fun to watch.
That
Yeah,
was
it was.
incredible.
Like starting from the opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
The whole game,
whole game.
was great.
And
They
Jacoby
should've
wanted
played
to
in
watch
Mexico
Tampa
City.
Bay and New Orleans.
That's what he wanted.
God's sakes.
You don't
we'll
listen
never
to
stop
Jacoby.
bringing it up.
You
yeah,
don't
exactly.
listen to Jacoby.
Go with your gut, folks.
Unless
That's
it's
a
Jacoby's
message
gut.
from the boys and featuring Dave over here.
There we go.
Anyway.
I left
so,
17.8 on my bench with Tony Pollard, too. So, any Tony Pollard fans out there, come and get it because Cooper Rush is here to stay.
Tony Pollard ain't doing nothing. Don't
Cooper
listen to
Rush
this
is
man.
here to stay.
He's a
Go
propagandist and another thing. Whatever. I don't have another word there.
I'm a propagandist and another thing. You heard it here
That's
first.
right.
Well, you took McLaurin out of your lineup last minute too, didn't you? For
sure
Christian
did.
Kirk.
He
Sure
made all the
did.
right calls. It's unfortunate. I don't know what it is
Almost all
about
the
when
right
I play
calls.
Cody. Every year he does like the most points he's ever scored. That last 2 years, the most points any of his players have ever scored the whole year has always been against me the last 2 years. I don't know what it is, but I'm not here for it. So anyway, we got CeeDee Lamb, 11.6. He's fine. He's gone. We're getting rid of him. Cortland Sutton coming in. Much better offense. Sayonara. All right. We have Mike Thomas
I think it's
doing
Sayonara.
Whatever.
Or Sayonara.
fine. Sayonara. All right.
Sayonara.
Hey,
CeeDee Lamb.
Hey, I lived in Japan. All right. Anyway, Mike Thomas.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyway, it was many years ago, many moons ago. So we got Mike Thomas, 6 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. I like what Mike Thomas is doing early on in the year, especially in that game where they could do nothing else. Mark Andrews, great game. He was in a shootout. We just talked about it, Miami, Baltimore. When you're in a shootout, it's going to work out if you're Mark Andrews. On
So
the
bummer
Raiders.
that you wasted a 21-point game from your tight end, isn't it?
It's a real bummer, but he'll do it again next week. That's what he does. Mark Andrews, tight end
Hey,
one,
good luck
baby.
next week. Who do you got next week?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'm winning. Let's be real. All right, so
You want to move
I
on?
think that sums it up. What do you got, Cody? Tell me your
suck
team.
my dick. That's it.
I
I
mean,
am
Erica, you
tired
can edit
of
that
the
out.
slander that I went through last
for
week.
1 week. This guy.
Slander?
Slander.
The slander that
the
you
slander of this
fully-
league's champion.
fully
Hey.
deserve.
It's
The
all real.
disrespect.
It was you who filled your pants through your fantasy.
Oh,
teams.
yeah.
I mean,
All
you
you
laid
did
it
was
stinker.
get exactly
Yeah.
what you asked for 6 months.
At least I'm going triple
And now-
digits.
which is
in my
vinegar.
loss. You know
And
what I
now
mean?
the standard
Right.
has
Yeah.
returned,
Yeah.
and we will march on to the playoffs where we belong.
I mean, not yet, man. He's only got one
It's up to
touchdown. So,
Well, yeah,
it's
I
just
hear
not
you.
a fast-moving game so far. But
It's really not. It's not looking in my favor.
I'd still say it's in your favor, but it's looking a little bit more
Pop
murky right now.
over in the second half, and
Um,
it'll be just fine. Speaking of popping over, we should switch this game to the
Is it
Philly
time?
Minnesota game. It's time.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fucking
going to be a
snooze
much
fest.
more fun game. It's going to be a
Absolutely.
lot of points in this game if my predictions are correct.
Hey, good
Anyway.
effort. We can move on.
Yeah, let's go.
You did good.
Yeah.
You did good, kid.
All right. Enough.
how-
All right,
the
let's.
condescension
I know this guy.
in that
What a difference a
tone.
week
You know what? When I take that
Condescension brought
trophy
to you
back
by
at the end of
Meant
the
to Be
year,
Honey.
you
Since
remember
the match is
Cody-
everything.
I will study trash talking for months, and I will come at you with the fury of the fantasy
Oh, it's
gods.
coming.
sir.
For anybody who didn't listen to last week's episode, Cody was so down he was jokingly contemplating suicide on the podcast.
Jokingly.
And talking about how he
Yeah,
wants
this guy.
to switch to a different sport. And
Joke is
now
gone. Oh,
he's
this is
right
gone.
And
back
all
on
he has
the...
left, all he has left is Madden. I'm gonna quit. I suck. Fuck
And now he's
everyone.
right back on the fucking
Now he's
pedestal
just-
that he was on the week before
So
that.
please God,
Never let him keep you down.
this
You
guy,
know?
this guy.
Never let him keep you
All
down.
right, should we move on? I've had enough. of this.
Please.
Good Lord.
I think I'd like to.
All right,
I just
so
feel like Cody
I feel
wasted a
bad
lot
for
of
you.
points this week.
I
He
feel
wasted a
bad
lot
for
of
me,
points.
but I
Look,
don't
I'm
feel
trying to get
that
a
bad
jersey.
because we're still
Ain't no
triple
wasted.
digits.
Me too.
Yeah, it's
no
not a
wasted.
waste. At the end of the season, a lot of shit comes down to point
I
totals.
guess it
So
does.
It's true. It's
Not a
true.
lot of
Those
shit, but
point
some
totals
shit.
are going to be in my favor with a
So-
record-setting
1
week.
week.
And a record-setting
Yeah, and
You
then
do know
also
that
the
you score
lowest
less
score.
than, like, you're
the
right
highest score and
middle
the
of the
lowest
pack.
score, so you're
Because
right.
how
Your
bad last
mean
week was.
is not
Actually,
that far
I'm not
ahead,
in the middle of
gang.
the pack because of how good this week was.
What's the total? 174 plus 69 is like
Get
240.
that off the rails, bud.
I scored 100 last week and 140 this week.
Smash
About
the
240.
button.
It's not up there like you think it is.
All right,
I
gentlemen.
scored 69.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, I
Next
gave you a
matchup.
point.
Mixing it up in Cooper Hurts. Should we go to that one? That's the next one over for me.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so we got a close battle here again between Trish and Bailey. Looking at the way the teams are right here, Bailey has Jalen Hurts. She's down by 8.
Did Joe
She's
Buck
winning, right?
follow Troy Aikman over
Yeah,
to
but
ABC?
Trisha's running
yeah.
with Stephon Diggs. So
Oh, Stephon Diggs is out there. Okay, I missed that. Yeah,
it
you're
could
right,
go
man.
either way, but it's looking like it's leaning towards the quarterback versus the wide receiver.
Stephon Diggs really's got to go off in the second half for her to have a shot, to be honest. He's got to score like 10 more points for her to have a shot.
I mean, she's already up
Yeah.
by 8 points, so she has a cushion.
But Jalen Hurts is going to run for 90 yards and throw for 200.
He might.
I think that's his baseline. It doesn't mean they're going to win. I think they lose this game.
He could
But
cough up the ball 3 times.
it's possible Jalen Hurts can turn it over. They do got a good pass rush from Minnesota, so we'll see.
Yep.
But anyway, so
One can hope.
I hope Josh Allen's the one who makes the mistakes tonight.
That's brought to you by Dave.
I hope Bailey wins
In
only
the
so that
Doghouse.
it brings the league closer to having more one-on-ones. Bailey's 0-1, Trish is 1-0. I know it's early, but if Bailey wins, they're both 1-1, which looks a lot better to me. So
Yeah,
Looks
it's
a lot
good not-
better to me, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
Like everybody is not pulling away, but anyway, so
Windows hurts.
anyhow, so going down Bailey's team, we got Najee Harris looking rough for Pittsburgh.
Looking average.
Can't run the ball. Their offensive line's bad. You can have 30 carries and if you got a terrible offensive line, you're only getting 80 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which you're not going to win a championship there. Zeke has the same problem, banged up offensive line. But what a hell of a win for the boys. Come on, man. And what the
Shouldn't
hell?
happen.
should not.
What's going on in Cincinnati?
Super Bowl hangovers are real. And it
Something
doesn't matter.
stinks in Ohio.
It doesn't matter what we feel about a team trying to break tradition, that tradition remains.
Cincinnati went through an entire offseason.
Tradition.
Cincinnati went through an entire offseason.
That's the word tradition.
Yeah.
Cincinnati went through an entire offseason with no hunger. They just assumed that they were right there.
Yeah.
And everybody else caught up with them, and they snoozed through 2 weeks, and they got smacked by 2 average teams. And we'll see if they can correct from it from here.
I still feel like they're gonna, right?
You assume, right?
I'm assuming.
2 average teams, though, that have good defenses.
Accurate.
You know what I mean? So
Accurate.
Pittsburgh had a good defense before T.J. Watt went down.
Accurate.
And they're still all right. Like, they got Minka Fitzpatrick back there making plays left and right. He had another beautiful pick.
If you got a running back against Pittsburgh right now, you got to play him.
Well, they still got Cam Hayward and the guys on the interior, but, I mean, Joe Mixon didn't have Joe Mixon didn't have a great game last week, I don't think. He had like 30 touches. No, he had 18 points. He had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he did fine.
He had 34 touches last week against Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
That's incredible.
145 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, I know. He had a good game. But anyhow, so moving down Bailey's lineup, same thing with Zeke. Deontay Johnson's, he's got a bad quarterback, bad offense, like we just said with Najee. Rashad Bateman.
At least you got some of that action.
Yeah, big. He had it's like a 70-yard touchdown. We watched that. That was
75-yard slant to the house.
Yep. I don't like the amount of targets he's getting. He's getting wide receiver 2 targets. He needs to be getting 10 targets a game.
He plays for Baltimore. Their wide receiver 1's going to have wide receiver 2 targets. It's Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is the
slants.
wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's 2 back-to-back games with a touchdown for him and almost 100 yards. So
what really sank your lineup is Mr. Schultz not doing anything. You know, it was the CeeDee Lamb show, which wasn't even much of a show with Cooper Rush.
It was the Noah Brown show.
Oh, yeah, Noah Brown had a game. That's right. Noah Brown had a touchdown, a couple of deep passes.
89 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, Noah Brown had a good game. I remember that because we kept thinking it was CeeDee Lamb, and then it was 85. And we're like, that's Noah Brown, man. Yeah, right. I remember watching that.
Well, and it didn't help Trish. She had Keenan Allen out this week. That was a big pain in the ass for her.
Yeah, exactly. And then Amari Cooper showed up in a Cleveland loss to a Jets team with Statue Flacco throwing 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Good Lord, man.
Statue Flacco.
I mean, that's what his name is now, is it not?
I mean, well done.
Approve.
Yeah. You got a fan in me.
Joe the Statue. What the hell happened with Indianapolis? I mean, we'll get to that.
Ooh,
good
Indy
Lord.
might be in trouble.
0-1-1.
Everyone needs to bail on Indy stock today.
I mean, I wouldn't bail on.
Somebody hit me with Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Michael Pittman trades because they're no good.
Oh, good Lord! I don't know about JT and Pittman, but
I think we just didn't realize how important Pittman was to that offense.
They had no passing game.
Nothing.
Without Michael Pittman, they have no passing game. They're playing the Jaguars, and like we also might need to say, is the Jaguars defense?
I think the Jaguars, like the Lions, are having years
They're an ascending
better.
team.
Yeah.
I think like Cody's week, the Jaguars had a good week, and we're not going to crown them yet. They're not that good. They're the Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, not yet.
It's tradition for them to be bad.
I still think it's impressive where you shut down the leading rusher in the NFL with a good offensive line, a veteran quarterback, and you not only shut them down, you blank them. They did nothing. They didn't score.
Yeah,
it's 24-0.
A goose egg is hard to do, no matter who you're playing, no matter what week it is. If you hold somebody to 0 points, you can't be bad.
It's a big deal.
Can't be terrible.
Well, hopefully they grow. Hopefully they start to compete.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the Colts are going to do. I think there's too much talent on that offense, and they got a good defense too, which is like shocking to me that they gave up 20-plus points to Houston and Jacksonville. That defense needs to pull it together, man. Like they have more talent than that for sure, but the offense not putting them in good spots. So anyway, unless you guys got something else to say about Bailey, we can talk about Trish.
No. I don't know. She's got crowd favorite Matt Stafford putting up some decent points.
Those 2 interceptions made it look a lot worse, though. You would have been at like 23 without those.
I mean, what a difference!
He's got 5 picks on the year now.
What a difference Albert O went from week 1 to week 2. Like, I think that's the biggest thing that's costing her because that is the thing that sealed her victory last week against Jake.
Yeah,
having a good time.
Yeah, at the end of that game,
and he got goosed. this week. He got goosed, and I think Denver looks terrible.
They don't look good.
Their offense needs to gel more.
Yeah,
They don't know what they're
easily
doing.
look like the fourth place in that division.
They've got weapons all over on offense, and they just don't seem like they know how to use them.
They have bad play calling. That's part of what it is. You need to be running crossing routes. You need to be running levels with Judy and Cortland Sutton. That's what they're built for. Alberto on a drag. Judy on a 10-yard in. Sutton coming across the field on a cross. Make the defense have to defend 3 levels of the field, and with Javonte coming out of the backfield. I haven't seen them doing that. And when they did do that in the second half against Seattle, it worked. Cortland Sutton was catching 15 yards down the field. Judy was catching his little slant routes, one of which he took to the house. I just think they've gotten lost at different points in the last 2 games, the last 2 weeks, where they fall into this weird, let's dump the ball off to our third-string tight end instead of throwing to our 2 supremely gifted wide receivers and a running back.
That's true.
You know, and that's negligence. We've talked about it with Christian McCaffrey. We've talked about it with other guys. You have that. Throw to your studs. The good teams, that's what they do.
Both of those teams, it feels like they're trying to play chess when they should just play checkers.
Yeah,
right.
100%. Especially with a new quarterback, new system, new head coach.
Yep.
Why are you overcomplicating it?
Yep.
I could say the same thing about Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. I mean, he's been there for a while, but they're trying to get way too cute too.
Yeah.
And then when they finally go back to what works, which is let Kyler Murray make plays, throw the ball deep to Marquise Brown, and run the ball. That's what got you here. You know what I mean? And then they're doing all this other crazy stuff with the running backs, and I don't know, but
It seems odd.
need to simplify.
But as it pertains to this week, what's left? Trish needs Stephon Diggs to catch a touchdown tonight, or to turn
At
into
the very least.
or to turn into Hunter and Fro just across the middle, just target
Over and over and over
because
again.
she needs to withstand this Jalen Hurts game that's about to kick off.
She needs another
Yeah,
10
sure.
points from Stephon Diggs in the second half.
Yeah.
That one's
Clyde
coming
Edwards-Helaire has been a revelation on her team, though. Did not expect him to have the type of success
He
he's
looks
having
good,
this year.
too. Like, when he's between the tackles, he's running hard. He's making good cuts. He seems like he's got good vision.
I think
way
he's
better
too
than I
small.
thought he
Team, they
would.
go to work. They go to work during the week. They're for real.
Yeah,
I think Kansas City heard a lot all year long about how Tyreek Hill was the reason why they were good, and they were all like, okay.
They act like they have
And
a purpose.
they look like it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's a
did
new
anyone
look,
forget
but-
about Andy Reid?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like we forgot about the top 5 best coaches of the last decade.
Does the name
Like, come
Brian
on.
Westbrook mean nothing to anybody?
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire should be just fine from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah, but they got Jerick McKinnon back there. Jerick McKinnon caught the touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jerick McKinnon is involved. They like that young rookie.
Yeah, so was Darren Sproles.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. As we're saying that, Stephon Diggs just got another 2 points. So
He got a 14-yard catch and then an 8-yard catch on
And they are
back-to-back plays.
in the red zone.
All right, keep an eye on that.
Yep. So then there he goes again. Got another one.
Trish is up to 40% win probability.
Stephon Diggs taking over this game here right now. 6 catches and 61 yards.
Oh, and not to jump the gun, but Dave, I just took the lead in our matchup, too.
Uh-oh.
So my kicker's
He
coming.
does have the kicker. We'll see what happens there. Brandon Cooks had an average day. Not good, not bad. Antonio Gibson found the end zone, which is what saved his day. We don't need to talk about defensive kicker. David Montgomery looked good running against the Packers last night. If he would have gotten the end zone.
He did at the end. He got like 50 of his yards in like the last drive and a half, I feel like.
They were running the ball well the entire second
gonna
half.
become
though.
the starter.
They were.
You know what I mean? Like, I was about to say I watched that game, and I was like, oh, I watched it with you, with all 3 of you. Yeah.
But I don't know how much of that is him being good and how much of that is the Packers knowing the game's already over and just backing everybody up and giving him 8 yards before he even gets touched.
Some of it was
Those
probably
good
the
lanes.
prevent defense at the end of the game, but they were running the ball successfully against the Packers all game.
They were.
Like, they ran
You
the
could
ball
run on
well.
the Packers. You could run on the Packers. That was
Which is
2
crazy
weeks
to
in a
me.
row.
The whole talk in the whole offseason, it's not just me being a homer. Everybody's been saying that front seven's going to be good. The Packers are, it's not just me. Now, other people have been saying it. The Packers are mediocre on defense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
What's
and
that?
offense.
We're just
Yeah.
You stretching.
expressing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Truth.
Middle of the pack. Middle of the pack.
Anyway,
Another Stephon Diggs catch.
oh, damn. Should we move on to the next matchup?
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could watch the Stephon Diggs stuff go up.
Oh, here we
just
go.
The whole time.
I know, it's fun, right? Let's talk about you and Dave.
Yeah, let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
Dave, what
Yes,
you got?
sir. What?
How you feeling?
I don't feel great right now. I don't feel great, but you know, I mean, I got a whole game. You only got half a game, so
It's true. I am up by 1.16. Josh Allen is in the red zone right now.
fuck.
And you got Jake
Let's see what's going on. 2-minute warning, so we're not going to get an update on that for a minute.
Other than that, we're both having killer weeks, 130 points apiece.
Yeah, I would
and
like
one
to
of
be-
us is going to lose with it.
I would like to be 2-0, sir.
We all forgot that
If you
Cooper
could
Kupp
pull-
scores 30 points a week.
He
That's what
does.
we forgot about Dave.
He just
saying.
does.
There was
no
about
matter
5
what.
minutes left in the second
Waddle-
quarter,
Waddle
and
last
Dave
quarter.
had sent me a text message that said, you know what, congratulations, I feel comfortable saying you got me.
Yeah.
I was like, Cooper Kupp's got a whole second half. I'm not rubbing this in your face yet. And then he puts up 26. Thank God I didn't.
Well,
He's
Jump on you
doing,
too
he's
soon.
doing it
Now I got a
again, which
kicker.
is crazy.
all
You
I
know-
got's a kicker.
I was so excited about Amon-Ra St. Brown putting up 34.9, and your bitch-ass Jalen Waddle puts up 34.6 and completely cancels him out.
And was
Waddle's
outdone
great.
by
He's one of the
Tyreek
best
Hill.
receivers in the league,
It was.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Well, Dave, it looks like the biggest mistake you made was playing 3 Buccaneers in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
What was that strat?
Well,
You think they were just going
They
to run
never-
away?
They never played New
well,
Orleans
I was
well.
definitely going to play Fournette, and I was definitely going to play Evans, and, you know, 2 of my best players on my team.
When the Mike Evans gets thrown out for fighting.
Evans got thrown out for fighting.
Yeah.
Was that in the first
And
half?
I played Tom Brady, yes.
How in
And
the
I played
world did
Tom
you not
Brady.
play Aaron Rodgers against the Bears?
Yeah.
Like, if anyone knows the destruction
Yeah,
he
he
does,
it's
and
because
it
it's
should be you.
because
Because
the
he's
Bears
a
are his
Bears
team.
fan,
He
and that's
can't
his,
do it.
that's his blind spot.
Also,
And
Aaron Rodgers got me 3.7
That
when
too.
I played you. It didn't cost
That's
me.
fine.
I beat you. But
I think if
The Bears
you
are
make
not
that
as good
difference,
a team as Minnesota at all.
Dave,
I
I'm just
agree
saying.
with you.
I think
I
if
agree
you
with
play
you.
Aaron Rodgers
You know,
this week, you're 2-0.
maybe. Still maybe.
Yeah, but
still
like-
only maybe.
If, not,
Only
if
maybe.
there's some buts, Cody, because like Tua's got 39 on my bench too, right? You know,
Yeah, you know, I mean, you
Soon
can't.
not
I
to
can't,
be
I
on your
can't go
bench.
back and do that. I did it last week. It didn't cost
You're
me.
gonna burn
This
that
week,
waiver.
it might
You're
have
gonna burn
cost
that
me.
waiver priority to get Tua back.
I might. I
was wondering about
very
this guy.
well might.
Well, you're gonna have to because I'm using a waiver pick.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna have your
I know I'll be
IR.
there.
You can have that. You can have that bench pick spot with Hopkins
I'll be able
now.
to pick up 2 people, yeah, because Robinson's going to be in my IR slot once the trade goes through.
Yeah.
I'll be able to pick up Tua and somebody else too. So,
Let's see. Maybe he will.
Just be careful.
We're hoping he doesn't. All right. Anyway,
I mean, the only person that has a higher waiver priority than me right now is Trish.
Trish could do it though.
She could.
She might want him
but it's
over
a
Matt
1 out of
Stafford.
11
Well,
shot.
let's just take a look.
Yeah.
I mean, she ought to.
I mean, the way Tua's looking, like you want him on your team right now.
Yeah, you want Dolphins on your roster.
I mean, yeah, she
said
might
Jake
too because
than
she's
me.
got
Only been-
Matthew Stafford. So,
It's only been 2 weeks. Baltimore plays man defense, which is the absolute worst defense to play against Miami right now. Like they have
I think everyone can attest to that.
You need to play zone. You need to play 3 deep safeties, 2 deep safeties, whatever. You can't let those guys get over the top.
No, you
Get
gotta let
further
them,
into the field, huh?
let them cut you underneath all they want to.
Let Tua throw an interception or 2.
Yep.
That's how you beat him right now.
And he threw 2
he
interceptions.
threw
Jalen
2
Hurts.
Plus 6
interceptions
touchdowns.
and then
Yeah.
469 yards on
Yeah.
top of it.
6
Yeah, but
touchdowns,
that's what I
by
mean.
the way, only 3
Oh.
people in the league have ever thrown 6 touchdowns in a game.
You
We heard it
you
here
have
first.
to do
Tag the
Tago Vailoa.
Tagavai.
Tongo Vailoa. I think it's
Tua-
Tongo
Tua
Vailoa.
Taco Bell.
Tua Taco Bell. Oh God.
That guy.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just awful at
He's
names.
now in the same league as Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Top
let's
3
say
quarterback in the history of the game. You heard it here first.
he looks good this year. Anyway, so yeah, Waddle doing crazy things. Surprisingly decent production out of Ertz for you lately, which is wild to me.
Yeah, he started
Yeah,
him
you
over
took-
Pitts.
Kyle
I did
Pitts
start him over Pitts.
in the first 5 rounds, but you're putting him on your bench, and it's
Third
been the
round.
right call.
Third round.
It's been the right
I
call.
played him last week. I played Pitts last week, but Ertz outscored him. So this week I
Outscored him both weeks, and
Yeah.
it hasn't been close, which is
Right.
kind of incredible.
Well, speaking of tight ends, I picked up Pat Freiermuth after the draft, and he's put up 10 points in 2 back-to-back
The
weeks.
youth
Yeah.
is involved.
The Muth is on the loof.
Yeah, as the ballers say, right?
Currently the number 6 ranked tight end.
He's having a good year, the youth. He's one, like, I don't know what's going on with Chase Claypool. Like, he's obviously very talented, but he's just not involved out there. Like,
Similar-
I don't know what he did this week, but it feels like he hasn't been doing much. You know what I mean? It
It
feels like
does
he's not
feel that
scoring,
way.
you know?
But I mean, he
Even
was
Pitts
he
go
even
for another
he was drafted like 10th round in our league, so nobody really expected him to do a whole lot.
Nobody expected him to do anything, but what I'm saying is, like, he's a talented athlete, and
Yeah,
to
they
have
should
him
work him in.
doing less than
They should definitely work him in.
second year tight end.
Enter Mitch Trubisky into the argument.
Well,
though.
of course,
And
bad quarterback play.
dumping off to the tight end is kind of a staple of that when you can't develop downfield routes.
That's true. He only, and like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. He would have had 4 points without a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like for a tight
Well,
end,
that's the thing, though. It's two
You know.
back-to-back weeks. 1 week he gets me 100 yards. The next one he gets me a touchdown.
He's a good
I don't
option.
care how you do it. If you put up 10 points a week
yeah,
as an undrafted player in the tight end spot, that's big.
yep. Yeah, no, and then I think Kamara is going to have a rebound at some point this year. It hasn't been a good year for him so far. He was banged up this week. It's nice to see Robinson get the touchdown for you there.
Yeah, Kamara's been a huge letdown. My second-round pick, and he's got me 6 points total through 2 weeks.
And, you know,
Oh,
Rashad
yeah.
Penny got 49ers. The 49ers showed you that they were not the team that played Chicago in week 1, like we're all saying. Although I think the Bears might be better
let me tell you
than
something
Seattle.
that happened. Let me tell you something that happened in the 49er game early.
Stephon Diggs 4-yard touchdown.
Trey
there it is.
Lance
Oh,
broke his
there it
ankle,
is.
and Jimmy G came in.
Trish going to 2-0.
What was that, Dave?
Jimmy G came in early,
Uh-huh.
and that's why San Francisco was better this week.
Absolutely,
I'm
but I think
telling
San
you,
Francisco
last week
smokes.
it wasn't the rain, it was the quarterback. It wasn't the rain.
I think it was a
promise you that.
combination
I think it
of
was
those
both
things.
of those things, yeah.
Jimmy
and Jimmy
G
G
in
might
the
have won
rain.
that game.
Yeah,
he
he
might
wins
have won
the
that
game.
game.
He wins the game.
You might not be wrong.
I'm a fan of Jimmy G. I'd like him on my team.
Jimmy G was a fan of what happened too, when he came in. That man could not stop smiling.
Breaking news. Trish now a 62% favorite to win
Whoa.
the matchup.
Interesting. And Jake shot up to 89% because of that touchdown as well.
Hey,
So
y'all.
we'll see what happens here with the kicker. If Philly can't get in and they got to kick field goals, that could
Are you
change.
kidding me, Minnesota?
Who is
It could.
that?
It
That's
could.
AJ Brown, isn't it?
Still
Yeah.
got an 11% chance.
That man is large.
On a 3rd and 13.
Well, it's
What are you
AJ
doing?
Brown.
What are you
man.
doing?
I guess this would be a good time, since we already talked about your team, to talk about the trade that just went through, too. Because Sutton on my team, 16.2. T. Higgins, 16.1. Both of those point totals skyrocketed in the fourth quarter. Neither one of those guys is doing shit until the fourth quarter. But Sutton's going to be on your team next week, replaced with either CeeDee Lamb or A-Rob, Allen Robinson, who finally got in the end zone this week. It's not a great week, but compared to 2 targets week 1,
He still didn't look great. I'd be worried about Allen Robinson still. It's Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's like you can't put up production in Atlanta. It's just because of Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Everything's going to Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee.
it is, but there will be
You know,
weeks where they go a
Higbee's
different
been
direction.
catching
It's not going to be
everything.
Cooper Kupp every single
Tyler
week.
Higbee getting 10 targets a game.
Tyler
right
Higbee
now.
is about to start goosing you soon. He'll go back to regular Tyler Higbee because the Rams have not been playing like the Rams, and McVay's going to make an adjustment.
He is. He's very good at folding people into the mix, too. You
Yeah.
remember what happened with Robert Woods last year? What was it, week 7 or week 8? He finally started becoming a part of the
Exactly.
offense. So
Yeah, I mean,
he'll make it happen. It just might not be every week for Allen Robinson.
they
but-
paid Allen Robinson to come in and play the Robert Woods, Odell Beckham role.
Uh-huh.
And he needs to play it, or guess what's going to happen in week 7 when Odell Beckham starts looking a little quick in his videos?
Then I'm going to
Odell
have a
Beckham's
Rams
coming
receiver
to
on my team.
LA.
Yeah.
I guarantee you Odell Beckham plays for the Los Angeles Rams by the end of this year.
I think that's a fun storyline, but I disagree.
I think it happens as soon as he's healthy.
I put $10 on it. Says he won't.
We're not going to bet that on camera. I got to think about it more. Got to read the.
Oh,
Got to read
did
the
you
news
hear that
source.
confidence, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, I mean, book it if there's no money on it, folks. There you go. All right.
Yeah, book it if there's nothing on the line.
Don't
for
put
when
it
I
in the
lose.
book
Book it
that's
if-
going to have any financial
Book it if
repercussions.
there's no consequences.
There you go.
That's my confidence.
I can get
in
behind that.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Spineless.
I'm not losing money. Let's be real here. The odds are in your favor, but I think it does.
Hey,
I think there's a
admitted it.
non-zero chance that it does happen.
Oh, wait a minute. To be clear, you just went from he's going to play for the Rams before the end of the season. Within 30 seconds to, well, it's more than a 0%
I mean, you bring up a good
chance.
point. He's injured, and they do have Allen Robinson. But if Allen Robinson is terrible, they're making a playoff push. I could see it happening. That's what I'm saying.
I think
All right?
if Allen Robinson is healthy, I still think there's a really good chance that he plays on that team. It seems like he's stayed
I don't know if
close.
they can afford him, and Odell would have to come down, but he might for a chance to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know?
For a 1-year contract, which is actually like a half-year contract.
Ooh, Jalen Hurts with a touchdown.
Ooh.
That looking good for Bailey. I think that's going to adjust that percentage again.
It is. She's back up to 65%.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
This
wow.
game is a
Oh,
back and
dang.
a forth
I
here.
love it.
It's a duel between Jalen Hurts and Stephon Diggs. What more do you want on a Monday night?
That's nice.
About all I
everything.
need.
You know what I mean? What else we got on this matchup, guys? I think we were.
I think
covered it.
we've come to an end on this one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty well good. Other
Christian
than Cole
McCaffrey needs to
Kmet,
step it up
Cole
for you.
Kmet being Cole Kmet, 2 weeks in a row, 0.0.
After all that hype,
Not very
yeah,
nice.
yeah, Cole Kmet, nice.
Thank you.
You need to
Thank you.
submit that one.
I dropped that yesterday, and Austin and Dave gave me some praise for it, so I felt like I'd bring it
Yeah,
back.
that's a good thing to
pretty
put that
good.
one on camera. That's good.
That's pretty good.
Cole cannot score a fucking point.
Yeah, like And we watched how many preseason games where Justin Fields throwing the ball 10 times a game. They can't get in the ball once.
I know.
Like, they're not playing great
They were
defenses.
hitting their backup tight end more than they were hitting him.
I mean, the 49ers and the Packers are not bad defenses,
the
but they're not.
wife on the ass or something because, like...
Do you think he's injured? Because, like, or he pissed off the coach somehow.
Or it just hasn't, like, the game script hasn't gone that way. I think Justin Fields has been looking down the field and they've been running the ball. And it's like, honestly, they need to adjust because it ain't working that well. Like, they didn't look that good last night, so.
No, Justin Fields had 70 yards.
70 yards passing?
He had 8.8 fantasy points, and he had a rushing touchdown.
They're playing.
So besides the rushing touchdown,
Get a
it's
point right now.
2.8 points.
That's a good point there, Dave.
I mean, there was a flag, so we're going to have to try again.
You scored
there's
a point.
a flag on that touchdown?
You scored a point with your kicker, Dave, and you went from 11% down to 10%. You actually less likely to win.
backwards.
I didn't score it yet.
Oh, man.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I just went down for no reason.
No, he went up to 12%. He made this.
Oh, he just did, yep.
So, anyway, next matchup.
Another flag.
Let's do it.
All right, here. We are
Allen and Brant.
Allen and Brant. Brant's team falling off a cliff, but could come roaring back.
Well, the Vikings literally haven't had the ball yet.
Haven't had the ball yet.
And he's got Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and the kicker from Minnesota.
But here's what sank him. T.J. Hockenson, Darnell Mooney in Cleveland. 4 points in 3 positional spots. You can't win weeks like that.
Nope.
He could maybe off the back of Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. It's possible. I mean, those two could go off for 60 points.
We're gonna
We're gonna find out. But
we're gonna need to see it because he's got a lot of ground to make up.
I'm surprised we saw Darnell Mooney in the flex instead of Jeff Wilson with Elijah Mitchell being down.
yeah, I don't know about that call. I think that's a bad call. And also, I would have even played Brandon Ayuk over him against Seattle.
I don't want any part of any Bears offensive members.
Unless it's David Montgomery.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
and
the one.
And that's matchup dependent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Against bad defenses.
Yeah, like the Packers.
Against teams that you can run on, which apparently is the Packers.
Apparently.
Yeah. They've been run on twice. Dalvin Cook had like 100 yards too. But you expect that out of Dalvin Cook. But,
You do.
But still. Anyway, also a down week from Saquon. Saquon doesn't get in the end zone. Didn't see that coming. I know Carolina's got a decent front seven, but I thought he was going to do better than that.
That
That
just
game
felt like
was
a
boring as fuck.
It was
So
gritty,
gross.
but it was boring gritty.
Yeah.
Field
It wasn't
goals
like
left and right.
It wasn't like good defense gritty. It was two awful quarterbacks and two star running backs not getting the ball enough.
Yeah. What is going? I mean, the guy Matt Rule in
keep it
Carolina needs to, like, if he's not getting Christian McCaffrey the ball more by the next couple of weeks, they ought to consider firing that man. Like, what are we doing?
Or trading Christian McCaffrey for all the King's gold because
I guess. I mean,
that can be the only strategy. Like if we're 45 players away from actually competing, what are we doing hanging on to this one gold piece? That I understand.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, they need to move that shit before he gets hurt.
Well, did Carolina
I
win
say you
last
send
week?
Christian McCaffrey up to Washington. Turn
Carolina-
back to Ron
I think
Rivera.
Washington beat
Carolina
them.
won last week, right? Against
think so.
Cleveland? Or did
No,
lose that
they
one?
didn't.
they-
I got
no,
knocked
they
out of
lost.
survivor pool because
So,
of
like,
it.
the argument
Last
that I
second field
heard
goal.
from a third party about the McCaffrey thing, as a way to kind of calm myself down, was that, hey, do you want him to give him 40 touches in a game and then him be injured by week 4 and not play? Or do you want him to, get you 14 points every single week and play
40
16
touches.
games? So I'm like,
To-
it's
to
a
be-
valid argument.
To be a
40
first round,
I want 40 touches
pick
from him.
though, you got to be getting 20 touches a
You
week.
give him 40
you know what I
touches,
mean?
they
Like,
win the game.
I hear you, but even as bad as his first 2 weeks have been compared to his potential, he's scored almost 30 points total for
I mean,
2 weeks.
yeah,
so it's not
Christian
awful.
McCaffrey doing bad is far better than everybody else doing bad.
That's-
It's
Yeah,
still not what you expect.
He
you
drops
know what I
down
mean?
to above average.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I want to take that chance. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to maximize points the whole time. I've got depth for a reason.
And
Let's go.
I don't have that depth, so,
No, you don't.
so I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Give me 14 a week because I got
Especially now
Kamara and I
without
wanted
him.
to play football. but
Yeah. Yeah, and then
What's
you get
going on with Alvin Kamara?
he's hurt right now.
Rib injury, but the team has said they don't believe it's a multi-week issue, so he's expected to start next
But
week.
we're hoping it is because we got Mark Ingram. Let's go.
Hey,
All right, anyway, so we got James Robinson continuing to get it done. We were all wrong. Everybody thought it was Travis Etienne.
Yeah. So did Todd.
James Robinson's he had 2 touchdowns last week. He had 18 points last week. He's got 15 points this week. He outscored Saquon this week. The man's getting it done, especially for
A 9th-round pick.
exactly. That's one of the steals of the draft. Like I said, him and Gibson so far have been like two of the biggest values. I think Gibson's value goes down when Brian Robinson comes back, but the reason I gave him away is because I don't think either one of them are going to have value. I think it's going to be a timeshare, and then McKissick's still going to be involved. So,
Possible.
I think the reason why Gibson's valuable is because of the fact that he's getting everything right now, and McKissick's only getting a little bit of the passing work.
Well, remember before the season started, before Brian Robinson got shot twice in the league,
Yeah, for God's sakes.
they had made Antonio Gibson their starting kick returner,
I know.
which does not bode well for a timeshare for him.
But he's looked good in the actual NFL games,
Yes.
which is what dictates what's going to happen the rest of
He
the year.
needed to do that.
He
and
does
did.
look good.
Yeah. So if he keeps looking good, he's going to there's no way you can have a guy look that good and then he doesn't get 30% of the work. Until he starts fumbling again, he's going to get 30% of the work. And then, if he fumbles, I mean, it's Brian Robinson's season, you know what I mean? But Justin Jefferson out here doing work already. First possession. Was that the first pass?
That was the first pass.
Yeah. And
First pass, first target, 5 yards. Let's go.
Not bad. DJ Moore gets in the end zone. Hopefully, you can do that a lot more for Brant because
Well, don't count on it because Baker Mayfield looks worse now than he's ever looked.
he had an okay first half. He looked like
No, he didn't. I watched that game. You just lied. You just lied to all of our audience.
No.
Okay,
Baker
by
Mayfield
what standard?
Baker Mayfield threw like 130 yards in the first half, and then I watched him the entire third quarter. Literally, I think he had 10 yards. He dropped off a cliff in the second half.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but
was-
he looked okay in the first half.
Missing receivers in the flat with nobody within 4 yards.
That's what
of
I'm
him.
saying. Something happened in the second half, some adjustment they made, or he just didn't come out right. But he looked awful in the second half. And I'm glad I was sitting down on the Baltimore-Miami side not having to watch that shit show. You guys were in front of – I noticed how you moved because you were in front of New Orleans and Tampa Bay and Carolina and New York.
Slid on right down to the other end of the
two
bar.
most awful games the entire day.
Yep.
Those were not good.
They were
But
bad games.
As far as this matchup goes, they were the two highest scoring teams in our league last week. And neither one of them – they might not put up 90 this week.
How the mighty have fallen.
I think the week 1 fluke season is what was upon us.
I think Saquon's going to be good all year long.
No truth there at all, week 1?
None at all.
Mr. 69?
None at all.
Yeah, exactly. He'd love to forget that. Sure. Hey, this week didn't happen either. Just while
this
we're
is
out.
actually week 1, guys.
Yeah, this
Cream
is
will rise.
simulation theory.
And it
We're
has
all
begun,
in a
right?
video game, everybody. So anyway,
Daryl Henderson got a touchdown in the first quarter for Allen, and I was
Didn't do
thinking,
much else.
hey man, good for you. You got something out of the trade too. And then he didn't do anything else.
you know
for
what
us today.
happened? You know what happened?
I
Cam
don't.
Akers got 15 touches.
Did he?
Cam Akers had 15 carries, and Cam Akers had 17 touches.
Oh,
no.
So Sean McVay is going to Sean McVay you all year long.
Allen, what happened?
Well, he's going to have them both, and neither one of them are going to be good. That's what's going to happen.
That's funny. That's so funny.
He had 19 from Curtis Samuel down on the bench. At least that's an option for him.
Curtis Samuel's a good pickup. I've heard him referred to as the dollar store Debo, and I love that.
I like that too.
It's great.
I like that too.
He's dollar store Debo because Samuel. It's perfect. Come on.
He's got some depth at wide receiver. I feel like Devontae Adams is a beast. He only put up 8.2, but
That was crazy.
only 12 yards. I didn't realize that.
How do you play the Cardinals with the way that they looked against Kansas City? You have Devontae Adams, okay? How many targets did he get?
7. So he averaged less than 2 yards per target.
What are you doing? I don't care if he's in double coverage. Throw him the ball.
They got him that touchdown early in that game, and then didn't figure it out after that. He's unguardable.
Figure out if he's
He's
double
unguardable.
covered, then run him on crosser routes. Let him outrun everybody.
Yeah,
like
he'll do it.
Yeah,
Derek Carr's just the worst quarterback in that division.
He didn't even play that bad.
I
This
don't know
was
if that's
bad play
true.
calling.
I believe it is.
I don't know. Russell
strongly
Wilson might be
believe
worse
that.
than Derek Carr.
I think he's having a rougher season, but I think he's definitely a better quarterback than Derek Carr. I don't think it's close.
I think
I don't
Derek
know.
Carr gets
I would
some
challenge.
unjust
I would
hate.
like to throw a challenge flag on that assumption.
Okay. I don't know what a film
I
we're going to
don't-
go
I
back
don't
and
know.
review now,
Yeah.
but valid.
Challenge that call on account of everything we've seen so far.
I mean,
this
I'm
year.
just going. I guess I'm just going off resumes, maybe as a
Well,
backdrop, as a tiebreaker. If
yeah.
it is a tie,
That's fair.
you know what I mean.
2 Super Bowls.
You seen Derek Carr do anything when it matters?
Derek Carr's got his team that's been mediocre to the playoffs a number of times.
I'm tired of hearing that argument from Baker Mayfield type quarterbacks, though.
He was gonna
Oh my God!
Whoa,
Let us not impugn the name of Mr. Carr.
That's not okay.
With some Mayfield slant. I will
Those
not.
two are not
I will
on the
flip
same
this
team.
table over and walk out of here.
Well, their resumes are the
Carr
same,
had a
so like
hot
on
year
paper
and
they're
he
about
broke
the
his
same.
I will run through that window and cost Dave $1,000.
Those two
I
are not the
stand by
same
it.
tier quarterback. That's not real.
Their careers are on the same tier.
Look at their stats. Their careers are not on the
Their
same
careers
tier.
are on the same tier. I stand by it.
Are you,
Stand by it.
you are
There's
out of
no
your mind, sir.
baseless claim.
That's,
Okay,
Da-
wait till
Derek
we finish
Carr- okay.
fourth in the division, then we can have this conversation.
Look
again.
up how
The
many
year he broke his
5,000
leg,
yard
he would've won the
seasons.
championship.
The
Derek
Broncos
Carr-
are going to finish fourth in that division.
Derek Carr's had at least 3 or 4 5,000
Okay, so
yard
Derek
seasons.
Carr is in the Matt Ryan. What if I said Matt Ryan then?
Whoa,
Does that make
Matt
you feel
Ryan.
better?
Matt Ryan's never
Matt
put
Ryan's
Matt
not as
Ryan
bad
down.
as Derek Carr.
Matt Ryan's not
Yeah,
Matt
yes.
Ryan.
Matt Ryan in his career is much better than Derek Carr has been. Absolutely.
Okay,
Over his
Yeah.
thank you.
But
Matt
anyway,
Ryan's not even.
we're getting
like
way off the
epic
rails.
shit.
We're just
No,
at a
this
huge.
is entertainment, okay?
It's not. You're not wrong. So DeAndre Swift injured.
wrong.
You're wrong.
You're not wrong, but you're so fucking wrong.
Okay, we got to
How about-
stop stomping around in here.
How about nah? It's all good. Don't worry about it. They can deal with the shakes. Sorry about the shakes, but you know it's part of the experience. Yeah, we all just.
I'm not
Whoa,
shaking.
stop
What are you
walking around
talking
the
about?
camera. Justin Herbert playing the hero. How about him not being able to walk 3 yards and then lasering a 40-yard pass down the field?
That
I
was
know we're a
something.
few days removed, but let us remember. And
That
let's
was
remember
something
fondly.
special. He threw that ball down. He goes, "No, I can't do this. We're going to deal with a fourth down," and then just chucks it 45
In
on
a
a dime.
league where guys go out for the rest of the game on a minor or medium injury all the time, Justin Herbert has cracked ribs, comes back into the game when he probably should not have. It was kind of like negligent of the coach to let him.
Honestly, very Tony
Comes-
Romo of him.
Comes back in, leads him down, and they almost got the outside kick.
Yeah.
They muffed the onside kick. They had a chance.
They did.
I mean, it would have been wild to see
If
him come back and
they
do
would
that.
have approached that ball like a fan instead of just swarming to the one guy who had it, they would have had it.
Yeah.
You see these guys like zoom in on this one guy and the ball squirts away like
Yep.
that was your chance.
They had a chance.
The Chargers should have won that game. Do you remember that 99-yard pick six?
Yeah, that was all on-
The
that was all on
footballers
Everett.
talked about it. They threw it. Was it Gerald Everett?
They-
And they get him all the way down. He runs through 3 people, gets tackled at the 1-yard line, motions at the sideline like,
Hey.
I'm gassed, take me out. And they went, no, hurry up. And then they threw it right back to him. And Everett was a statue. And the defender just stepped around him, grabbed it, and took it to the house.
And
that
Everett
was
also,
it.
Everett
Well-
didn't use his body. He didn't box him out.
And
What he
to be
needed to
fair-
do is you need to put him on his hip like Kelsey does and catch the ball.
Yeah.
when he's
And,
tired,
and
you
to
know?
be fair, like I know we just like got done praising Justin Herbert, but like Justin Herbert looked at Gerald Everett as soon as that ball was snapped, held the ball,
Yeah.
held the ball because he wasn't open, and then threw it anyway the entire time that he wasn't open.
Yeah.
When it was first down, and
He
he
telegraphed
could have
the
went to
crap
another
out of it.
read. He could have thrown it away and tried again.
Yeah.
But he tried to throw it in there and it cost him the game.
He'll be thinking about that all week. It's one of those plays in Madden where you're like, we're coming back, and then you make a boneheaded mistake because you stare down the guy
Yeah.
and you throw a 99-yard interception. It's the same type of deal. You know,
Same thing.
you thought you already did it, and then you get too fast, and you're playing against great, you know, you're
What are
playing
these-
against great athletes.
What
and
are
that's
these
what
people
happens.
walking by think of us right now?
Yeah, I know, it's hilarious. The stares
there's
we're
some
getting,
characters.
folks. I wish we had a reverse camera and the looks that we're getting sitting here in this hot dog shop.
Did you
with
see
a
the
full-
one lady that stood right deadpan in the middle of the window and just watched
She
for
was
like
staring
30
at
seconds?
That's why
She
I've
was
been trying
looking at
to
the
focus on
laptop
it.
like, what do they got going on over there?
People are here for the show. You're getting a lot of publicity.
Yeah,
This is
it's
good.
perfect.
One shirtless man. I did see
Hey,
one shirtless man.
That's the crowd that's going to come in and buy a hot dog.
It was that shirtless
Yeah,
woman
I mean-
that threw me on.
Oh, it was the hairy chest. Maybe
Oh,
that's
good
the
Lord. We had the bearded lady walk by at one point. It's been a whole circus extravaganza here on Seaside
People are
Road.
Better than a bearded clam.
walking up and down the street.
Oh,
For
God.
sure.
No, come on.
Anyway, it's a family show, sir.
Oh, fucking sorry.
After I've dropped like 8 F-bombs already, we're only barely
We
halfway.
put Todd in a giant dick suit. This is not a
and,
family
and
show.
paraded him around and shamed him.
That was beautiful, by the way.
Just a day ago.
That's
We
got
did.
to
Can that
be
be
the
the
thing
intro
now.
to the video now? Is the video of him walking down the
Oh,
hot
we
dog
should
street?
do that. That'd be a great thing to do this week. That'd be fantastic. We'll throw that in for 10 seconds and then just cut
right into
the
it.
music in. That'd be great.
I love it. What else you guys
See what
got
we
on
do.
this matchup?
I got nothing. Dawson Knox having a better game. for Allen and my dynasty team. Thank God.
There you go. Yeah, if the Vikings offense doesn't do much, we could be looking at a 60-point week from Brant.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, he, like I said, he got let down. The bottom of his roster scored him 0.1 points.
Shout out to the only other champion out there.
You know what I mean? You can't have that. It's hard to win when that happens.
There were champions before there was a trophy, Cody.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
league history.
2 of them are sitting here.
Look at it.
Look it up.
Yeah, look at it. Look it up.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
look at. We gotta look at the other
I mean,
one.
it's on here, so why don't you just pull it
Oh, the
up?
computer's dead.
Oh,
Gotta- yeah,
sorry,
the
guys.
computer's
Show's over. The
died.
computer died.
Oh shit!
Can't
Sorry.
look it up anymore.
Cut the video.
Fuck you.
We're done. Anyway, let's go to Todd and Austin, shall we?
We shall.
We're burning through it. We're actually being pretty concise today, and I'd like to watch this Minnesota Philadelphia.
I'd like to
game.
watch you with a slushie in my hand from Seaside Slushies Dogs.
That's right. Try the Chicago dog, folks. It's delicious.
Tastes like a
and-
dumpster fire.
Yeah. Which will potentially be the name of Dave's team. I haven't decided.
Yeah.
We're closing
You
in.
gotta let me
I think
know.
it's between dumpster fire or fart suckers. Those are the ones I like. I don't know. Something about fart suckers. I went over the imagery last night. It's a good image.
Do you get to pick his emblem too?
Oh, that would be fun.
I think
I think so. I think I have all rights to that name and everything that comes along with it. I thought about just posting the all-time record between the Bears and Packers, which is definitely favoring us in the Aaron Rodgers
Probably
era.
like 6 games.
Maybe we get a little icon of Aaron Rodgers doing the belt in your name. I'd like that. That'd be fun. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We're workshopping.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll have it by the end. I'll have it by the end of the day.
Okay.
Nice.
Anyway, so we're on Todd and Austin here. Russell Wilson and Patty Mahomes, honestly, haven't ever
Disappointing.
tweets. Patty Mahomes looked great running that offense.
Yep.
However,
Average week.
the Chargers are a good defense, and like Mahomes was making good decisions, managing the offense, but there was not a lot of explosive plays.
The Chargers
They really
have
weren't.
a good team on both sides. That
They have a
defense
great
is
pass
good.
rush. They have great safeties. They have solid young quarterbacks. They have a good linebacker with that Kenneth Murray guy. They're a tough defense,
Yeah.
and I think they rally. I mean,
They've just got so many like huge names on that defense.
I mean, we'll see what's going on with Justin Herbert. If he's hurt, obviously, then that takes their win percentage way down. But when they're healthy and they can roll Keenan, I mean, imagine if they had Keenan Allen that game. I think they win.
I think so
Yeah, I
too.
think
You know
you're
what I
right. I think they took the Chiefs in Kansas City right to the brink without one of their star receivers.
They were a yard away from having a 7-point lead in the late
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
And
So,
they
I mean-
made that offense look average for most of the game.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah.
Travis Kelce started happening a little bit, but they held Kelce in check. I mean, Kelce had 5 catches and 50 yards.
You know,
like,
Dave's about to win. Oh, well, I guess while we're on that game, Todd had Joshua Palmer down on his bench. He picked up, I think, right shortly before the game
Josh
started.
Palmer and Justin Herbert's connection looked awful until literally the last drive.
Yep.
They could not connect the entire game, and then when they needed a touchdown at the end of the game, Palmer just got open on a slant, and Herbert threw a good pass. That's all he had the whole game. you know?
Todd's about to get a W with Pittman and Gabe Davis being ruled out of the game. So that's good for him. He needed it because last week he put up 120 points and still lost. So
I'd be a little worried about Michael Pittman having a fairly, not serious, but not nothing either, quad injury this early in the year, though. That doesn't bode well.
Those things hang around.
Exactly.
You
Quads
don't-
and hamstrings hang around for wide receivers.
you don't get enough rest time for that.
No, you don't. I mean, he's going to get 2 weeks, and apparently he's progressing well. But I think that could be something that could continue to pop up, and that's going to be really sad because Michael Pittman is super talented.
He is. And apparently he's their entire passing game. So
Yeah, I mean, I thought Paris Campbell might do something because he's fast, but I don't know, man. I don't know what happened up there. That other, they had their 4th-string wide receiver was their leading pass catcher, and he had 40 yards.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What
I
a
mean,
sorry game.
It was gross for them. The revelation on Todd's team, rookie Jahan Dotson, looking like he might be the
He
real
looked
deal.
good.
So
He's
are
a great
rookie
route
receivers just a thing now? Did
Absolutely they are.
Did that just change
That's
3 years
over.
ago?
There's
I think it
3 or
did.
4 good rookie wide receivers every year now.
Oh man,
Without a doubt.
All NFL knowledge I've ever had was all right, no rookie wide receivers. It takes them a year to learn it, and that's just not a thing.
They're coming.
anymore.
they just spread it out so much that there's always an open person if you can get a skill set.
But they have full route trees. The day they show up.
That's what I was going to say. The top flight college teams now are D League NBA team talented now. Like they're training their guys to play at like a professional level. Like Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State,
I think
Georgia. Those schools, if you get a wide receiver coming out of those LSU, coming out of those schools, they're ready to play in the NFL.
I
Most
think
of them.
with the collection of the super conferences and how it's going to look after 2025 is only going to make
even
that more so. Yeah,
Because there's going to be more money.
Yeah, anyone in the SEC and the Big Ten receivers are ready.
Just concentrating the talent.
Did you guys, I mean, I know you guys probably didn't watch this game. I was listening to it while I was on my marathon drive out here that I told you all about on Wednesday night or whatever.
From Carolina to Oregon.
North Carolina to Oregon in like 3 days. It was a hustle.
coast to
but,
coast?
Yeah. Saw like anyway. So what was I trying to say? Johnny Wilson, and I know they were talking about fantasy football. I'll get off this, but this highlights our example. This kid out of Florida State comes in. I was telling you guys about him at the bar. He's 6'7", 225, runs routes crisp, hit a fade route in the back of the end zone. He looked like Mike Evans. Like, I mean, that's what we're dealing with now coming in out of college. So that's why we're getting these wide receivers that are ready to go. I mean, you remember the video of CeeDee Lamb and DK Metcalf when they were in the combine?
Yeah.
Like what they were doing, the agility, the route trees they're running. I mean, DK Metcalf was raw, but like the athleticism. You know what I mean? Like we're getting these guys come out now that are just ready to go.
Freak athletes.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're well coached.
Absolutely. So anyway, little.
So yeah, Jahan Dotson doing good.
Jahan Dotson doing good.
great.
He got 30 points from Aaron Jones.
Jamar Chase underperforming. You know, rough. I mean, they're playing a good. Dallas is a top 5 defense.
They are.
And
They're great defense.
He had Trayvon Diggs on him for most of the game too, which
But Trayvon Diggs will give it up, but he didn't.
They've got better safety play this year, and I don't know if you're going to see those things anymore.
Over the top.
that was without Kirsten too.
It was.
Yeah.
And
It seems like you're right.
Trayvon Diggs is going to hang out underneath, and he's going to take his chances.
Yeah.
They know he's going to do it, so they're going to put someone over the top and let him go.
I mean, Mike Evans caught a touchdown at the end of the game last week. But other than that, those wide receivers didn't do much. I mean, Julio Jones had 3 catches, 70 yards. It's not an impressive line.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So it's like
They held that offense to nothing but field goals until that Mike Evans one.
they're a good defense, man.
And that was like, what, a 6-yard fade route? Because you can't guard Mike Evans on a 6-yard fade route.
To me, you're looking at
No,
right
you
now,
can't.
you're looking at Tampa, Chargers, Dallas, Buffalo, and then, not Cleveland anymore. They just gave up 31 to the Jets.
Yeah, they're a goose egg fantasy-wise.
So, I mean, those are the top 4 defenses right now, I think. But anyway, we're talking too much about defense.
Let's
Philly
talk about-
defense right now is looking a whole stride
Jaguars
better.
just had a shutout, right?
Let's talk about Austin's team a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because there's a James Conner debacle at the first-round pick.
Ankles hurt.
Yeah.
He's going to be out. And so now we're going to have a rush for Eno Benjamin or Darrell Williams, which I don't know if that's deserved because who's going to be?
Yeah, I mean,
They kind of split it after James Conner
if
went
you're
out.
sitting at the very bottom of the waiver wire anyway, like throw it down because
Take
you're
one
not,
of them.
because
Yeah.
you're not gonna drop back any farther.
To give some, I think, reasonable advice on it, the PFF split, because I was looking it up today, the PFF split has Darrell Williams getting all of the goal line work pretty much. Eno Benjamin is getting early down work between the 20s, and he's catching passes. So, again, how valuable is your running back if he's not getting at least some of all of that? I mean, you want your running back getting a piece of each one of those segments of the game in order to have value. And usually when you're missing one, the upside is not what it could be.
Well, let's bring it back
You know?
to the fantasy relevance, too, like to Austin's team in particular.
Yeah.
Because he's got Devin Singletary, he's got James Conner, and he's got Josh Jacobs as his running backs. And I don't like any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Raiders could do more to get Jacobs involved, but they're using that
they
Zamir
don't.
White guy, and they don't have a great offensive line.
I don't
You
think
know?
they're going to do more to get Josh Jacobs involved.
I had him
Josh
last year. He
McDaniels
did about
is
the
running
same
the
thing.
show.
Yeah, he did about the same
He
thing
likes to
last
pass
year.
it.
And I just don't think
Mid-show phone call, folks. Anyway.
I don't think Josh Jacobs' stock is going to rise in that offense.
I think he's going to be a low-end running back, too, most of the year.
I think so, too.
That's what
I
it's
think
probably going to be.
Yeah, I mean, more
He
of
could
a
get
flex.
outperformed by Devin Singletary.
He's putting up 8 points a week. That's not even an RB2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like
Not yet.
25 to 30 RB2. Like, so, yeah, right outside the RB2 range, I guess. You know what I
RB2
mean?
slash
On
flex.
the
kinda spot.
fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But he's,
Devonta Smith hasn't done much, but he's caught a few passes today.
Good to see Darren Waller getting back in the mix, though.
And there might be some of your answer about Devontae, but still, it's Devontae Adams getting the ball. Hunter Renfrow also had 6-7 catches. But it's Devontae.
Give it to Devontae.
That's why I was trying to trade Austin for Deebo Samuel. I was offering him AJ Dillon to give him a little bit more running back depth. So maybe you should think about that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, give it a plug there.
Subtle.
Moving on. Anything else? What else is there really to say?
I mean, he clearly should have started Derek Carr over Patrick Mahomes.
Get that extra 2 points.
Yeah, he's the superior quarterback.
I mean, come on, man.
Everyone at this table agrees.
Honestly, I might have done that because I thought Derek Carr was going to have a big game against Arizona. But, it didn't really play out like that. It's a 2-point difference,
It's true.
Anything else?
No, this matchup's over, too. Austin's registered at 3%, but it's over.
It is over.
Unless Buffalo...
Once he gets 2 defensive touchdowns,
lost 2 points on defense, too.
He's got Devin Singletary. If Devin Singletary gets in the end zone and Buffalo does something crazy on defense, there's a chance, but that's it.
Because Todd's still got Dallas Goedert and Isaiah McKenzie in.
That's true. Yeah. Isaiah McKenzie probably ain't doing much in the second half, but
Dallas Goedert's gotten 4 catches already.
Yeah, he's going to be involved, it looks like.
It's a good tight end.
That underneath route is open against Minnesota as they're just replaying right now. They're not letting AJ Brown get down the sideline. But anyway, last matchup. Erica getting done dirty by Trey Lance and Jonathan Taylor. I mean, that's the story of that matchup.
First over.
Who thought Jonathan Taylor was going to put up 54 yards against the Jaguars with their number 1 receiver out of the game?
Clearly none of me, Alan, and Jake lost money because of that. So neither of us 3 did.
Was it available at number 7? I guess Brent kind of called it, didn't he? He said something before the game. They're going to put 8 people in the box. Good luck.
Yeah, they're going to try and
stop
even
Brent,
because they can't win throwing the ball.
I said 30 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brent says they're going to put 8 in the box. He might get 130. So Brent didn't even, nobody expected.
He'd have lost money if he bet on it too.
Yeah,
but also he had 1 receiving target. They didn't throw to him either.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I don't understand.
He's the best person on your team.
They got 3 and outed 3 or 4 times on sacks on 3rd down. Matt Ryan was getting crushed. They couldn't throw the ball. I don't care if you're down 14. Run the ball.
Give it to him.
Over and over
and over again.
He's your best chance you have.
Yeah. They were doing that. Yeah, they were doing that at the end of last season, and he was still putting up just buku numbers.
Yeah. He got how does he get 9 carries?
I don't know.
He gets 9 carries.
Well, we've seen this with
1 catch.
Different NFL teams this year. We've all been talking about him. There's clearly the horse on your team. Why are you not feeding him?
I don't get it.
Maybe it's the fact that it's
trying to keep them all healthy for later, but they can't because they keep losing.
The only counter argument I can think
you won't be in the playoffs, so who cares?
Is it's early in the season, defenses are fresh. They got, you know what I mean? Maybe
so is the offense.
I'm not saying that it's not for a lack of trying as much as it is maybe they just can't pull it off. So they're pivoting and getting frantic and going to anybody else instead of just, like you said in the text message earlier, barrel down, keep doing it, and maybe you have to make it manifest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to control it.
Give him 20 carries for 60 yards in the first half, and then give him another 15 in the second half, and he's going to be a lot more efficient.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's
that's the Derrick Henry rule, right? It doesn't matter. He's getting 2.3 a carry in the first half. He's going to get 6.4 in the second.
You know what?
People are tired of hitting him.
You know what happens with that too? You can get quick throws, so your disadvantaged passing game only has to pick up 5 yards on 3rd down rather than 9.
And the moving the chains is a whole lot.
They
3rd and short, live it.
And that's what I was saying. They got down 14, started throwing the ball. The reason why you're down 14 is because you've been throwing the ball.
Completely.
Change your strategy, but I don't know. Poor play calling game by Frank Reich there.
Yeah, we should all be NFL executives. You heard it here first.
That's right. Hey, I mean,
we know better than everyone else.
That's right. I knew better than Frank Reich in that game.
Yeah,
I could have called a better game than that.
Could have done
it. I would have called nothing else. Give him the ball 40 times. Let's go. See what happens.
I'm looking at Jake Strozzi's team, and he got 73 points between Nick Chubb and Lamar Jackson, and then he got a little bit from his kicker, a little bit from his defense, but from his other skill positions, nothing.
Lamar Jackson had a 15-point play. He literally had an 80-yard touchdown.
That was
Yeah.
incredible.
It was ridiculous.
He's so fast.
He outran the entire
Did you
team.
see the guy? No, the one guy was keeping up with him. It looked like he's always going to get him. He's going to get him. And Lamar Jackson made the smallest effort move he could have possibly made.
Well, he just kept looking back to see where he was at instead of just outrunning him.
He
Yeah.
kind of did a half high knee, and that was enough to be better than that guy and score the touchdown.
Lamar Jackson at top speed can make like full cuts. That's why he's impossible to tackle in the open field.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, and the beautiful thing about that read option that he ran is that his read was up the middle. He cut through between tackles to get to the next level,
Yeah, I know.
and then all the safety was like, "Wait, where'd he go?"
yeah, exactly. Because they were all up on the line, and he was like, "No, I'm coming at you full speed, and if you miss me, I'm gone." And
Yep.
he was gone.
You got one chance.
Yep. Oh, wide open. Who is that? Is that Quez Watkins?
Wow.
Oh, they're
Jalen
getting
Hurts.
one more point.
Hey, Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, right?
Yeah.
Look, he was 30 yards open.
Hey, I don't care.
Hold on.
This is
Hold
he
on.
hit him. This is a
Hold on.
perfect pass.
Hold on now.
We're
He
gonna
was
watch
the-
a review here, folks. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, watch the replay. 50-yard touchdown reception, Quez Watkins, beginning of the second quarter.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we're gonna watch this replay. He put this one on him. I know he was open, but this is a nice
There's
pass.
no off him.
Look, we saw Baker Mayfield overthrow this pass on Sunday.
Oh, so you comparing those two though?
No, what I'm saying, look at this. This is a
Look at
perfect
that.
pass. Oh, they took us off it.
Yeah,
Because it wasn't that good.
It was
it
a
wasn't.
good pass.
Like, he
Perfectly
broke
in stride.
stride. He actually underthrew him
David-
like, quite a bit.
Dave agrees with me 2-on-2.
That doesn't help your argument.
Absolutely,
Yeah, anytime
it
that
does.
Dave
He's the best
agrees
quarterback
with
in
you.
that division.
That's right. He's the best quarterback in the league. All right,
At least that division.
Crickets. Okay.
At least
anyway.
that division.
So, moving on.
I'm not
I need a slushy with vodka.
AJ Brown is doing all right tonight. He needs to step it up a little bit for Erica to cover that 50 points there. Anyways,
Our producer's about to be 0-2 with a
with a good team.
not a
No.
good.
Again.
You sure?
Without
not
Trey,
out.
without
Right
Trey,
inside.
without Trey Lance.
I don't know that we can call it a good
Look
team
at this.
anymore.
Perfectly in stride.
Perfect pass. Didn't have to slow down. Didn't have to do anything.
That's
He changed speed twice
He hit-
and cut a little bit. So
he did.
not sure what you're talking about.
That was a great
Pretty
pass.
damn good
That's
pass.
a great pass.
It is decent.
Anyway, for Jalen Hurts, that's a good pass.
So
Anyway,
what are you saying? He's a bad thrower?
I'm saying that he's gotten
You're
better.
arguing against
We
yourself.
can't.
He's
We cannot
gotten
pound on things.
better.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing that.
I'll
For
pound.
the microphone right there too.
I'll pound right on it. Anyway, sorry. No, it emphasizes the. Anyway.
It emphasizes the
It emphasizes.
structural
Look at it, it's
integrity
10
of our
for 10.
devices.
That's right.
Let's knock out this last matchup.
Yeah, she didn't do much at all. Brees Hall had a touchdown, and again, the Jets beat Cleveland. What
She's
the
got
heck?
a quarterback problem, and
There's quarterbacks available, but she's on the bottom of the waiver wire, so she ain't getting to a.
You know,
Um,
I think Jake's got a good team because he put up 115 with Godwin and Kittle sitting on the bench. He's got Mostert. It looks like he might be getting more carries than Chase Edmonds now.
Raheem Mostert looks good.
And Drake London.
And Drake London.
Drake London has been heavily involved 2 weeks in a row.
Uh-huh.
Another rookie receiver that just seems to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think in 3 weeks we're going to be talking about Jake as a front runner. It looks pretty good.
I think what happened with Raheem Mostert is going to be the same thing that happens with like Green Bay when they're doing the A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones thing. I think 1 week it might be one guy, one week it might be the other
I
guy.
can see that.
You know what I mean? I think they're pitch counting both guys because they're fragile. And I think that's what Green Bay.
Well,
I think Green Bay is going to be like more involvement from both of them than this will be because you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle there out there doing wild things. So it's like you're not going to. It's unfortunate, but I don't think the running backs in Miami are that valuable because they're going to pass the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they're all
So-
day. They're just going to be chucking
It's
that.
sad. I thought Chase Edmonds was going to be more, but it ain't looking like that the first 2 weeks. So,
I'm glad we left him out of our trade.
yeah.
Right.
I wish I could have got him gone before this week because now it's going to be harder until he has a good week again.
I
But
think you're right.
we'll see.
I don't know
I
about
mean,
that, Kurt. I don't know about that, Kurt.
I think Jake has a Derrick Henry problem, if I'm being honest. That offensive line is bad. They're playing Buffalo, okay? He got in the end zone, but he's gotten 15 yards, and they're not deep into it, but they're 5 minutes in the second
But
half
they're
already.
playing the Bills too.
I get it.
I mean,
but
as a number 3 overall pick, I think it's okay to say he's got a Derrick Henry problem.
Yeah, it's true because I'm looking at last
I
week
think so,
too, and
too.
he averaged 4 yards a carry against the Giants and didn't get in the end zone then.
And I
So
play him twice, so
he also has
I get to beat him twice.
he's going to need to start starting probably Drake London over one of these guys because how are you going to predict what's going to happen in Kansas City from week to week? Like who's
can't-
getting the
you
ball?
can't-
Like you could play Juju when they're playing a bad defense, like Arizona. Obviously, they showed that. Or I mean, you could probably play him against Las Vegas. You know what I mean? But it's like there's going to have to be such a poor secondary to count on any one of those guys because neither one of them are superstar wide receivers. And like when they need to play, they're going to Kelsey. And they're going to the running backs. So it's like I don't know how valuable.
And then it becomes a guessing game too. Do you even start on the right week? Do you not?
Yeah, is it an MVS week? It hasn't been so far, but it could be.
But you
what I
talk
mean?
about
Like,
him having a Derrick Henry problem. Nick Chubb is the
the answer
RB1 through
to
2
that.
weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to help tremendously because I don't see that going away either.
Not until Deshaun Watson's back, and that's week 12, and it might not be away.
And I don't think it goes away then.
Yeah.
Because how do you
Probably right.
pivot after? I mean, if you've had any success, it depends on what they do between now and then, right?
They're going to throw the ball more when Watson's there, clearly. I mean, you have Watson and Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones. They're going to throw it more, but they're still going to run it. That's the identity of the
I mean,
team,
you're probably
you
going
know?
to see a few safeties staying back
Yeah.
a little bit farther as soon as Deshaun Watson's back, right?
Yeah, and
Ooh,
then Chubb might be more efficient.
Stephon Diggs, 46-yard touchdown.
Oh, wow. So that's Trish.
It switches again?
Trish.
77% to Trish. 'Cause
Oh, wow.
it went
my.
heavily in Bailey's favor when Jalen
here it
Hurts
is.
hit that mediocre pass.
Here it
And
is.
then-
Big time. Now that's a good pass.
Yeah.
I think that's
See,
good.
that's what it's supposed
Yeah,
to look
and I just won my prop bet, baby.
I think that's going to bury Dave.
I'm gonna keep
99%.
pounding.
99%.
Yeah, I'm doing it because you told me not to.
All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. No, I'm just kidding.
You're up at
All right.
99 now.
All right, guys, should we wrap this baby up? Not much else going on Jake's roster. Taysom Hill does nothing. Cordero does not a lot. They're playing LA. The Rams had a good day turnover-wise, but they allowed 25 points to Atlanta. Atlanta's offense is not bad.
I would like to personally thank Jake for getting Taysom Hill before I could, because I was definitely trying to snake that up, and it made me get Tyler Higbee.
So interesting thing here.
Thank you.
Interesting thing about Taysom Hill.
You're my guy.
Jameis Winston apparently has 4 fractures in his back right now.
Ooh.
And has been playing through it. He played through it this week.
Well, stop
What a
doing that.
champion.
So
That's just
if
dumb.
he's injured and we do another one of these things where Taysom Hill is the quarterback, but he has tight end eligibility,
Well, they'll remove him from having tight end eligibility.
he's going to get probably 1 week though. If Jameis
Yeah.
Winston goes out midweek, he might get a week where he's going to get Taysom Hill quarterback week.
I'd
which
be
is a fun
interested to
week.
see if ESPN does that because
If it happens midweek, I bet they will.
Well, there was a big stink about it last year, and they.
I feel like they'll be faster to act because of what happened.
I think he's going to get. I think it's feasible that he'll get 1 week like that. Because otherwise they're
They
just
change
saying
it
that they were
mid-season
wrong
like
last year.
that? They, like from tight end, they will change it.
They did last
They
year.
did, yeah.
Because last year there was a small window where you could basically have two quarterbacks on your
quarterbacks.
roster.
And I did.
Yeah. If he was one of
And
them.
it didn't work out that well for him, I don't think.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did because Taysom Hill ran the ball all over.
How many-
No, it
did
was
he have,
great.
like,
I don't
20
remember the
points or
exact
something?
numbers, but
You had a
I got-
22-point tight end spot is what you
On
had.
top of like a
I
30-point
played that guy as
quarterback,
my
too,
long
yeah.
shot.
Uh-huh.
Mr.
Yeah.
Munt right there.
It worked out well.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would have been nice if we would have gotten the end zone. But
Anything else, boys?
I think we're probably good, yeah. I mean,
Unless you want to look at like next week's matchups at all.
oh yeah, let's do that real quick and then let's get out of
I
here.
think
We got
matchup
games
of
to
the
watch.
week is going to be me against Cody.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
after we put up the two highest point totals this week.
Also, I don't know.
That's we did.
It's nice to see Dalvin Cook's got 2 yards here. Hopefully he gets in the end zone here.
We've got ourselves a little name bet for next week's matchup as well.
For you guys?
Putting the butthole record name on the line yet again.
Oh, wow.
How could it get worse than that, though?
I can think of a couple ways.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Irv
it
Smith.
gets pretty easy.
Irv Smith getting the touch.
Oh, I like that. He's on my bench. All right, way to go, Irv.
Yeah, one of the few guys that didn't play.
Who do I
Cool.
get?
And then next week we got Patrick against Trisha. We
Well, I'm
got
winning that one easily, right?
Dave against Bailey. We got Brand against Austin. We got a roommate battle. Alan Taylor against the other Jake.
And
we got-
Allen's probably going to be the only 2-0 squad, so like there's something to play for there. Trying to stay undefeated.
Oh, the roommate battle's always fun. Looking
It
forward
is.
to the shit talking there. We got Erica versus Todd. Erica's in trouble right now until she finds a quarterback.
yeah.
So my money's on Todd until she sorts that out, and it depends on who she sorts it out with and what the matchups are.
I think Jake beats
JT, I think,
Allen.
is going to bounce back. I think.
I think Jake beats Allen too.
Jake beats Allen.
I mean, what are the big hitters there? Justin Herbert and Jacksonville. We don't know about Jacksonville's defense. I think New England keeps Lamar Jackson like somewhat hemmed in, right?
Devontae Adams going to have a better week against Tennessee. Look at Tennessee's pass defense. I think Devontae Adams is going to come back.
Is Godwin out next week? Do we know? Does he have a chance to play?
I don't think so. I think
No.
Godwin's out until like week 5, probably.
Okay.
That's everything I've been hearing. But yeah, because the Packers are going to be vulnerable in that secondary. It seems like against good offenses, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough matchup. I could see it going either way. The interior run defense for Pittsburgh is not bad. So Nick Chubb might not have a great week. I think Derrick Henry might run all over Las Vegas.
There's a good
That's
chance of
possible.
that. Who do you think wins between Austin and Brant?
Austin and Brent.
Ooh.
Austin Brent. The lines,
Let's see.
all these lines are
Let's
even
see.
interesting. They don't do that. You said Austin and Brent.
Uh-huh.
I think Kirk Cousins gonna have a hell of a day against Detroit because it just seems
Yep.
like there's a lot of throwing the ball going on in Detroit games.
Brent's
right now.
running back's gonna have a hard time,
But
but he might get
Austin
saved
wins
by
that.
Jefferson and Cousins.
Austin's
I
got
think Austin wins
Mahomes
that.
going against the Indianapolis Colts that haven't shown up yet.
Yeah.
That's
so.
true.
I think
Also,
Austin wins
They might get up early and run the ball.
he's got some tough
he might have
matchups.
17
though.
more points.
Denver's got a good defense. So does LA, and that's his 2 primary wide receivers that are playing there. Darren Waller could do well.
I think
Buffalo's got to
Austin-
play Miami.
I think Austin better start Derek Carr next week.
No way.
I would
Tennessee?
consider doing that.
No way.
Instead of Mahomes against Indy? That's
No
silly.
way. You're
That'd be silly.
joking, right?
Tennessee has a much worse
Okay, he's
defense.
joking. Got it.
Tennessee has a much worse defense,
They have a much worse.
but it
defense.
is Patty.
Yeah,
But it's
and
Patrick
Derek Carr's a
Mahomes.
much worse quarterback.
They're playing in Indy though, and Indy was embarrassed. They could rally. We'll see. I don't know. A lot of storylines
I'm
there.
not betting on the team that put up 0 against Jacksonville.
That's
though.
not a bad. It's
tough.
not.
It's
You're
tough.
not. If Michael Pittman comes back, we can have a different discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
But if Michael Pittman, I think that's
Better for Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be less of a blowout where they just dink and dunk to run the
That's
clock out.
true in terms of
Yeah.
fantasy points.
It'll be more competitive that way. So who wins between Dave and Bailey?
Well, that's easy.
I'm going Dave on that one.
Let's look at this one.
That's a 4 for Dave and 0 for Bailey, I think. Here.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Dave
Najee's
too.
got to play Cleveland. I mean,
I just
Cleveland
don't
is
like
phenomenal.
Bailey's running backs in a half PPR league.
I don't like your wide receivers either. Like, I mean, she got a long touchdown, Rashad Bateman, but like I said, he got 5 targets.
I think that's 4 for Dave.
You know what I mean?
Dalton Schultz went down with an injury.
I'm going with Dave based on
Yeah,
recent
I'm going with
performances.
Dave too.
Jalen Waddle got to play Buffalo.
I think
So-
Dave's got a better squad.
God, look at us
That's
predicting
okay.
Dave to win. Is it just because he's in the room? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna talk shit about him as soon
No.
as he leaves. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Don't worry about
Dave
it.
has
We're in
Cooper
his
Kupp,
shot.
Mike Evans, and Jalen Waddle. But Mike Evans not playing next week.
Is he not?
Suspended
He got a suspension?
for 1 game.
Wow,
Hit him,
Dave,
Marcus Lattimore.
you need a receiver. You need to come see me about some.
He's got
some trade
Jalen
action.
Waddle.
I got.
Well,
All
yeah,
right,
but
so-
who's he flexing?
What else we got? Did we predict them all?
No, I want to hear your guys' predictions on our matchup. We know what our opinions are going to be.
Yeah, clearly. What do we got for you
You don't
guys
know me.
here?
Well, I'm going to go with Jake on that one.
I think we see a
I think,
shootout
I
between
think
Buffalo
Cody
and
blew his
Miami.
wad this week. Talking about consistency.
yeah.
69 points, 175 points. I think my bold prediction, Cody, 83 points next week with a loss to Jake.
83 with a loss to Jake. You heard it here, folks. In the doghouse.
In the doghouse.
In
Look
the
at-
doghouse.
Bold
Roof,
prediction
Look
of the
at-
week.
Man.
roof.
How many am I
Not
putting
saying.
them up? How am I putting them up? Am I getting triple digits next week?
You're going to get 101.3.
Okay.
I think
Crazy, right?
Jeez.
I think what could happen is Josh Allen has a big day because I see that game going into a shootout with the speed that Miami's got on the outside and how well they're looking so far this year. I think they might be able to put up points in that defense. It's going to come down to containing that pass rush. Christian McCaffrey against New Orleans I think he has a slow day. New Orleans got a good defense. There wasn't much there. I mean, it's Christian McCaffrey. There wasn't much there for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's offensive line, not great.
Hopefully Kamara's back. That's going to be a factor, if not.
Yeah. Rashad Penny could have a day against Atlanta, though.
The thing I'm worried about most is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
35
Tell me
yeah.
about it.
That's the thing that makes me go.
Who's he playing
I
next
said
week?
it, that guy's a star. Amon-Ra St. Brown is
Well, they
a
said
star.
he broke the league record of 8 games consecutively with 8 receptions or more.
Did you see the company he
No,
was
it
with?
It was Michael Thomas.
Alan,
and-
what
They
did
were all-
you do?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That was, again, you
Allen,
got robbed.
come
Don't
on,
give that man up. I know how it feels. You can rally. I gave up Jamar Chase last year, but still, it hurts.
And
You
Dave,
got fleeced.
not to add insult to injury, but
here it comes.
But here it comes. I believe I said last week that your Bears and your fantasy team were both going to lose by 15. Your Bears lost by 17, and you're down by 11 with a quarter to go. So it seems like that was spot
But
on.
I got a kicker.
Yeah, and I got a quarterback.
Ooh.
What do you guys think about me and Trish? And then we should wrap this baby up so we can watch the rest of this game.
I think that's a cripple
Trisha
fight.
winning right now?
I was not so rude. Come on, give me
I
a
love
real
this
good.
joke. That was
All right,
too much.
let's look at it. You got Kyler Murray against the Rams, Matt Stafford. Oh, so quarterback battle, straight up. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Oh,
will
that
be
is
fun.
exciting.
That's
That
exciting.
will be fun.
If she doesn't pick up Tua.
I have to play A.J. Dillon against Tampa. I'm not excited for that. Dalvin Cook against Detroit. I like that.
Clyde Edwards against the Colts.
Joe
You got
Mixon against the Jets.
Who is
Like,
Cortland
against
Sutton against San
Miami.
Francisco?
I'm not gonna lie. I think
Ooh.
Trisha's.
Trisha's got a favorable set of opponents next
She does.
She does.
She does.
week. I think I'm going Trisha by 4.
Trisha because of the matchups, maybe.
Yeah.
Even
It's
I'm
close,
saying
though.
that about my own team.
Yeah,
She's got better matchups.
I
Chase
think
Edmonds
that's
going
good.
against Buffalo.
If she goes and gets
Not good.
Tua,
Mark Andrews against New England.
then I think she's the favorite here.
Mark Andrews might put up points on New England.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, he might.
But it's Belichick. He takes away the number one option.
And isn't that Lamar Jackson?
That's true, but in the passing game, it's Mark Andrews.
That's it.
Look at
Dallas
that.
Goddard
Oh,
getting it
Ooh,
ripped out.
incomplete.
Third
what a
and
great
12.
throw,
was
though.
good.
What a great throw.
Exactly.
Oh, we got anything
Perfect
else?
ball placement
I
there
think
by
we
John
did
Lewis.
it.
Anyway, let's wrap it up from the Doghouse, Seaside Slushies and Dogs. We're here. We're going to force David to cook some hot dogs for us. That's what we're here for. Anyway, thank you for letting us be here,
Yes.
Dave.
Yes,
Also,
thanks for being
thank
here.
you for dinner last night. Shout out to Don and Dave for dinner last night. That was
Absolutely.
great. Delicious. Crab was great. Mac and cheese was great. It was all good. It was also good to see my guys beat you guys.
Yeah,
like that.
right,
You know,
yeah.
it's all
the usual thing.
it's a good night for me.
I
It was a
can't
good
believe
night.
you invited a Packers fan
We do
in
that
your
a couple
house.
times a year. You know?
I know, right?
I know.
Came there,
I know. What was
eating
I
his
thinking?
food, drinking his beer, watching my team beat his team.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Like a king you lived last night.
Yeah.
I did.
Oof.
Don't
Anyway,
tell anybody, though.
signing off, guys.
Don't put this
Till
on the internet.
next week, when I drop 180 and break Cody's record, we're done for a week. Sign
a
off,
record.
folks.
Yeah.
It's a record.
Good luck.
Anyway, we're out of here.
Peace.